Where's MSNBC admitting their mistakes with the Russian collusion hoax, which I would argue again caused far more damage than anything Alex Jones has ever said in his life? We are going to go ahead and hop into this first story we have here. All right, we got Alex Jones. Originally, I had a different story planned for this, but Alex Jones, I just found out, has to pay around $1 billion over the Sandy Hook mess he got himself into. And to really put this into perspective for you, to really put this into perspective as to how ridiculous this is, Luke Rutkowski actually posted this on Twitter. Purdue Pharma execs to pay $634 million fine an OxyContin case. Mind you, they made billions of dollars off what they were doing, right? Made billions of dollars, yet their fine was less than Alex Jones, which all he did was say words that were incorrect. And that's where we're really at right now, right? We're at a point where saying bad words is really worse than actually harming people with, frankly, faulty medication. Not really faulty medication, well, kind of. People died from it, right? People died from what they were doing. And as well as just, well, let's face it, when it comes to the opioid epidemic in general in America, we have a massive problem. And this is all, of course, Big Pharma goes to because they're extremely protected. Alex Jones says, you know what, I don't, you know, I don't think he was right in this at all, obviously, but he says some stupid stuff on Sandy Hook. $1 billion. $1 billion. I can't even wrap my head around it. His business isn't even remotely worth that much. Again, Big Pharma makes billions almost every year. Alex Jones, he probably hasn't made $1 billion in his lifetime. The families aren't going to see a cent of it, right? They're not going to see a single cent from this settlement because he just plain doesn't have it. You know, you can't, let's say, you can't squeeze blood from a turnip. I mean, that's basically what we're working with here, right? He does not have the money to give. Yet, this is what they're going to push for. They're going to try to ruin anyone they can who speaks, who they don't like, right? If CNN lies all the time, their fines are not nearly as big, or I guess not really fines, but their court orders are not nearly as big as what the court has ordered Alex Jones to pay. Not even remotely. Yet I would warrant to say that more people probably, well, maybe not anymore, but back in the day, more people watch CNN and MSNBC. You know, where is the payments from CNN, MSNBC, Fox News for lying to us about, you know, what was going on over in the Middle East? Where's the money being paid out about them? Well, they lied time and time again about stuff like weapons of mass destruction, or whether it be stuff like, of course, the hands up, don't shoot, which resulted in actual violence to occur because they lied about an event that happened that was easy to disprove. Well, what about what they did with Kyle Rittenhouse, where they said, of course, that he murdered 3 black men? And then after he was acquitted, still went around saying, well, he's a murderer. He's a murderer. Absolutely insane. And are they going to be fined even close to this? Even close to this, even though most people would say, I hate to say it, most people would say that CNN is a bigger entity, right? They have more reach, more impact than what Alex Jones has. I mean, we all love Alex Jones. I mean, I posted his llama a bit earlier this week, but to say $1 billion, I really thought people were messing with me when I heard this. I really thought people were just messing with me. You know, someone down here, he put the Exxon Valdez oil spill, if you remember how terrible that was, back in 2001. The settlement for it was only $500 million. If you remember how bad the Exxon Valdez oil spill, it was massive. It was massive. $500 million. I warrant that did cause probably over $1 billion in damages, and yet their settlement amount was $500 million. Again, though, Alex Jones says a couple words he should not have said, and it's near $1 billion. Absolutely insane. So we're going to look at this right here. This from AP News. Jurors ordered conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. I love that. Conspiracy theories have not turned out to be true time and time again. Not, of course, the Sandy Hook one. That one was false. However, let's face it, the other many of the other conspiracy theories he quote unquote conspiracy theories that he pushed did turn out to be a little bit real. Let's say Epstein. Just saying, people used to say that a cabal of pedophiles was obviously not possible, but now we know is not just possible, but was being done constantly. So, conspiracy theories might have a place in today's society. Alex Jones Wednesday to pay nearly $1 billion to Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting victims' relatives and an FBI agent who said he turned their loss and trauma into years of torment by promoting the lies that promoting the lie that the rampage was a hoax. Years of torment promoted by a lie rampage. Okay. Every news agency has been lying about people. Again, every news agency. What about the Cuffington kids? Were their lives, would their lives turn into torment when they were harassed again and again and again? When people were posting how they wish they could put those kids to a wood chipper for something they didn't even do? Where's the justice there? The $965 million verdict is the second biggest judgment against InfoWars hosts for spreading. Second biggest judgment against InfoWars hosts for spreading the myth the Delhi shooting in the U.S. never happened, and that the grieving families seen in the news coverage were hired as part of a plot to take away people's guns. The verdict came in a defamation lawsuit by some of the family of the 26 people who were killed in the 2012 shooting, plus an FBI agent. Of course, there's always the FBI agent involved, isn't there? Who was among the first responders. A Texas jury in August awarded nearly $50 million to the parents of another slain children. Again, an outrageous amount, but far more reasonable than $1 billion. Robbie Parker, who lost his 6-year-old daughter Emily, said outside a Connecticut court that he was proud that what we were able to accomplish. Or I can't speak all of a sudden. It's the morning. It's the morning, people. I can't speak. What we were able to accomplish was just to simply tell the truth. No. Alex Jones has already admitted that he was wrong on Sandy Hook. The truth is already out. He's already done more than what CNN has ever done, or MSNBC has ever done, or what Fox News has ever done. He's at least admitted his mistakes. Where is Fox admitting their mistake about what happened in Iraq? Where is CNN admitting their mistakes about hands up, don't shoot? Where is MSNBC admitting their mistakes with the Russian collusion hoax, which I would argue again caused far more damage than anything Alex Jones has ever said in his life? The Russia collusion hoax alone should be enough to push away this idea that, Alex Jones is the real danger here. The Russia collusion hoax, people still believe in. People still, all over the country, believe Trump was a Russian asset, even though we know for a fact at this point that is just not true. And we knew for a fact back then, to be honest. It's just that they kept spreading that misinformation. But of course, their misinformation is allowed to be spread. Their information is always allowed to be spread. Because it's not about principle for these people. It never has been about principle. It's been about power. It's always been about power. We say, well, they're not acting according to their principles. Yes, they are. Yes, they 100% are. They're acting 100% according to their principles. Their principle is whatever it takes to get as much power as possible, it is worth it. They do not care about a set structure of values. They care about the end result, and how to get there doesn't matter to these people. It's what all far leftists always have believed all throughout time, right? Far leftists have always believed the ends justify the means, and the same goes here. So, yeah, they're not going to apologize for their misinformation, or they're going to apologize for being hypocrites and not paying out penalties for when they did spread misinformation. They're just instead going to hit us anytime we make a single mistake. And this also brings up another fact. Should people be fined for being wrong? Really, I mean, in all honesty, even if they did, let's say, lie, not even lie, right? They get it wrong. They get the story wrong. Should you be fined for that? And there I'm not 100% sure, right? We have the First Amendment for a reason. We have the First Amendment to be able to say whatever the hell we want to say. And yet, we do have laws on the books saying that if you say something that is wrong, if you're mistaken, you can be fined. I'm really not sure how I feel about that. Now, if you can prove that you intentionally lied to defame someone, maybe then I think that's actually appropriate. But I really kind of like the fact, in the past at least, it's been very, very hard to sue for defamation, and that has created some problems 100%, right? You know what happened to Trump, you know, of course, them coming out and calling people white supremacists and Nazis and all these crazy things that we know are just untrue. That does create problems, allowing them to spread that sort of, well, idiocy. But the reality is the minute you start saying that they have to pay a defamation, you know, pay for defamation, the same thing happens then on the other side, because frankly, they'll use it more than we use it. Let's be honest, right? If we try to sit there and get them for defamation, they're going to turn around and do something like this, where they're going to charge, again, one person $1 billion for their defamation. I'm not sure if we should really have any sort of judgment against someone who is just wrong. You made a mistake. Okay, guess what? The Constitution protects your right from being stupid. Are we going to punish people because they're dumb? That's kind of where I get to here, where you say any type of misinformation, but you truly believe it's true. That's just you being stupid. So, are we going to fine people for being stupid? That's, at the end of the day, that's the real question. Again, malicious intent, we can argue that. We can argue malicious intent. We can sit there and say, well, CNN had malicious intent when they purposefully lied about what happened to Kyle Rittenhouse. Well, that might make sense, right? That might be a case where you can do an actual lawsuit. But to say when someone's just wrong, when someone's just stupid, we're going to fine them $1 billion? You're too dumb. We're going to fine you $1 billion. It doesn't make sense to me. It just really doesn't make sense to me. But of course, this isn't about doing what is right. Down here, let's see. So there's a couple things here. To plaintiff William Sherlock, the verdict shows the internet is not a wild, wild west, and your actions have consequences. We miss the wild west of the internet. It used to be the internet was our place where we could be stupid, where we could say dumb things and get dumb ideas and actually kind of work a lot of this stuff out. We were able to expand our field of knowledge by being okay with being wrong. That was a big part of this, right? A big part of the internet was we were fine with being wrong. We were fine with making jokes. We were fine pushing boundaries. And through that, we ended up learning more and more and more and more. I can't tell you how many, if we did not have the internet, people being allowed to spread crazy ideas, we all probably would believe the nonsense going on back in, again, back during the Iraq and Afghanistan war. We probably would have believed in the weapons of mass destruction. We probably would have believed all the stuff that went down there was, oh, for the good of America, instead of for what it really was, which was, of course, a way for a bunch of people to make a lot of money, and, of course, for America to get really, at least the American citizen, to get almost nothing out of it. Down here, they said something, though, that was, almost pretty troubling, really. Where was it? It was, Sorry, here we go. Yeah, so he said, I've already said I'm sorry hundreds of times. I'm done saying I'm sorry. Good. He shouldn't be saying he's sorry anymore. He said he's sorry. Move on, people. Move on. Okay, let's see. Here we go. A lawyer for the families in the Connecticut case, Josh Koskoff, said, if this verdict shuts down Alex Jones, good. This is not about getting people money that they feel they deserve for their pain and suffering. This is about shutting him down to the best of their abilities. But they're going to have trouble with that. They really are. Because again, like I said before, you can't squeeze blood from a turnip, right? So he doesn't have the money. They'll probably never see a cent of this. Not only will, in fact, it'll be appealed, as well as the fact Alex Jones is good about, I don't want to say hiding his money, but putting it aside to different areas. So, you know, was it New York Post has this right here. Alex Jones transferred real estate to his wife before the $1 billion penalty. So here's the deal. They can only take what's his. He transfers stuff around. Well, what are you supposed to do? Say he says, hey, Joe, you've been working as a good cameraman for all these years. Here is a here is a $1 billion check, just a bonus for you, $1 billion. Go ahead and take it over. They can't get that $1 billion then because it's already been given over to Joe. Whatever, there's ways you can move your money around that are completely legal, mind you, that can basically hide his wealth very, very well. Like, for example, listen, say he buys certain crypto coins. I'm not going to advocate for any one in particular, but there are certain cryptocurrencies out there that are very, very, very difficult to track. Very, very difficult to have any knowledge that you ever even obtained. Let's say he got a bunch of that. Let's say that instead he transferred money to some type of offshore account. Let's say he has other people who he trusts with his money that he gives things to. He can hide all of the wealth he wants to hide and then keep doing his show and keep paying out just a little bit of just a portions every now and again to the families if that's what he really wanted to do. They will never see that $1 billion. They will never see that $1 billion. They just never will because he doesn't have it on hand. Either way, it just is a very interesting I cannot believe a $1 billion penalty. I really cannot believe it. It's ridiculous. It just is. It's Dr. Evil, right? It's not $1 billion. It's ridiculous. But that's where we're at now. What was it? Clown World is the old joke, right? Clown World. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. If you enjoyed it, you'll probably enjoy some of the other videos we got here on the channel, and you can check some of them out right over here. Plus, if you want to watch the live show, it is Thursdays at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So wake up early, grab yourself a hot cup of coffee, and I will see you there.